This video will cover external and internal environments, the difference between intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid, and the concept and mechanisms of homeostasis. The external environment surrounds the body and provides the necessary oxygen and nutrients. Waste products are also excreted into the external environment. The skin serves as a barrier between the dry external and the aqueous internal environments. The internal environment is the water-based medium where body cells reside, bathed in interstitial or tissue fluid. Substances move from transport systems through this fluid to reach cells, and waste products move through it to excretory organs. Extracellular fluid is in constant motion, transported rapidly by circulating blood and mixed with tissue fluids via diffusion through capillary walls. This fluid contains the ions and nutrients vital for cell life. The extracellular fluid is also known as the internal environment, or milieu intérieur, a term coined by Claude Bernard, the father of physiology. Cells can function as long as essential components like oxygen, glucose, ions, and amino acids are available in the internal environment. Extracellular fluid, or ECF, is high in sodium, chloride, and bicarbonate ions, along with nutrients. Intracellular fluid, or ICF, is rich in potassium, magnesium, and phosphate ions. Special mechanisms maintain these differences across cell membranes. Homeostasis, a term coined by Walter Cannon, describes the ability of an organism to maintain nearly constant conditions in the internal environment. In disease states, homeostasis is disrupted. Homeostatic mechanisms continue to operate, often leading to compensations. These compensations may cause significant deviations from normal function, sometimes masking the primary cause of the disease. Extracellular fluid is transported in two stages: movement of blood through vessels and movement of fluid between blood capillaries and interstitial spaces. Blood circulation is rapid, completing the circuit at least once per minute at rest. In blood capillaries, continual exchange of extracellular fluid occurs between plasma and interstitial fluid. Capillary walls are permeable to most molecules except plasma proteins. Diffusion driven by molecular motion facilitates this exchange. This constant mixing maintains the homogeneity of the extracellular fluid throughout the body, encompassing both the plasma and the interstitial fluid. The respiratory system provides oxygen to the blood. Oxygen rapidly diffuses across the thin alveolar membrane into the blood to be transported to the cells. The gastrointestinal tract absorbs dissolved nutrients such as carbohydrates, fatty acids, and amino acids from ingested food into the extracellular fluid of the blood. The liver modifies absorbed substances into more usable forms, eliminates waste products, and detoxifies ingested toxins. Other organs like fat cells and kidneys also contribute to substance modification and storage. The musculoskeletal system enables the body to move, which is necessary to obtain food for nutrition. It also provides motility for protection against harmful surroundings. The respiratory system removes carbon dioxide, the most abundant metabolism product, by releasing it from the blood into the lung alveoli, which is then carried away by air. The kidneys remove end products of cellular metabolism, such as urea and uric acid. They filter plasma and then reabsorb necessary substances like glucose, water, and ions back into the blood. The gastrointestinal tract eliminates undigested material and some metabolic waste products through feces. The liver plays a key role in detoxification, secreting wastes into bile for fecal elimination. The nervous system regulates body functions and has three major parts: sensory input, the central nervous system for integration, and motor output. Sensory receptors detect the body's state and surroundings. The central nervous system processes information and determines reactions. The autonomic nervous system controls internal organ functions subconsciously. The hormonal system, also called the endocrine system, is a network of glands that produce and secrete hormones. These hormones are transported via the extracellular fluid to regulate cellular function. Hormones like thyroid hormone and insulin regulate metabolism, while others control ion concentrations. The hormonal system complements the nervous system, with both working together to control organ systems. The immune system, including white blood cells and lymphoid organs, protects the body from pathogens. It distinguishes self from foreign cells and destroys invaders through phagocytosis or specialized proteins like antibodies. The integumentary system, including skin and its appendages, protects underlying tissues and serves as a boundary. It's crucial for temperature regulation, waste excretion, and sensory input. Reproduction maintains homeostasis by ensuring the continuity of life, replacing dying individuals. It highlights the organization of body structures for sustaining automaticity and continuity of life. The human body contains thousands of control systems. Examples include genetic systems regulating cell functions and integrated systems like the respiratory system, liver, pancreas, and kidneys, which control extracellular fluid concentrations. A feedback mechanism is a loop system that regulates physiological parameters to return the body to homeostasis. It is triggered when the system undergoes a change, resulting in an output. A feedback mechanism responds to changes in the same direction, which is positive feedback, or in the opposite direction, which is negative feedback. In biology, it initiates, accelerates, inhibits, or slows down a process. A negative feedback mechanism counters a deviation in output, producing changes in the opposite direction of the initial disturbance. It drives variable factors toward a stable state or homeostasis, making it more common for system stability. The steps in a negative feedback loop include stimulation from deviations, reception by sensors, processing by the control unit, and finally, counteracting the stimulus to restore the normal value. Oxygen concentration in the extracellular fluid is maintained by a special control mechanism, largely dependent on the oxygen buffering function of hemoglobin in red blood cells. Arterial blood pressure is regulated by several systems, including the baroreceptor system. High pressure inhibits the vasomotor center, decreasing heart activity and dilating vessels to lower pressure back to normal. Body temperature regulation involves a negative feedback mechanism. When temperature rises, the brain signals organs like the skin to release heat, often as sweat, to bring the temperature back down to the normal range. Blood glucose levels are regulated by negative feedback. High glucose triggers insulin secretion, promoting glucose storage. When levels drop, insulin release is suppressed, reducing glucose absorption. A positive feedback mechanism amplifies an output variation in the direction of the initial deviation. It is less common than negative feedback because it moves the body away from homeostasis, but is useful for processes needing to happen quickly. The steps in a positive feedback loop are stimulation, often hormonal, reception by sensors, processing by the control unit, and further activation of the stimuli to amplify the deviation and complete the process. Positive feedback can lead to instability and is sometimes called a vicious cycle. For example, severe blood loss can weaken the heart, leading to diminished pumping and further decreases in blood flow, potentially causing death. However, the body also uses positive feedback to its advantage, such as in blood clotting and other necessary processes. Blood clotting is a valuable example of positive feedback. Activated clotting factors act on nearby inactivated enzymes, causing more clotting until a vessel rupture is plugged. Unwanted clotting, however, can lead to conditions like acute heart attacks. Childbirth is another important example where positive feedback is valuable. Uterine contractions cause the baby's head to push through the cervix, stretching it. This stretching signals the uterus to contract even more powerfully. Adaptive homeostasis is the transient expansion or contraction of the homeostatic range in response to subtoxic, non-damaging signaling molecules or events. It is the body's attempt to maintain homeostasis. For instance, during hypertension, heart muscle cells enlarge to compensate for the difficulty in pushing blood, allowing them to perform more work than a normal heart.